Nigeria, a people blessed with enormous talents and natural wealth, teaming up with the rest of Africa to change the face of the world. Every day, her people crave to join their voices in developing their beloved fatherland. But can the people's voice be heard? Discuss Nigeria with Leo answers yes. In other words, do you have suggestions to make on national policies and various sectors towards national development? Then why not come and join to discuss Nigeria with Leo, to educate ourselves on relevant issues and chart a way forward in developing Nigeria as the real giant of Africa. Simply send in your preferred topic for discussion via our Facebook platform Discuss Nigeria with Leo and our BBM channel. Let us know as well if you'd like to be our guest on the radio and television platforms of the program. It is time to make your opinion loud and clear. Nigeria yearns for your voice. A very good day to you out there. It's Discuss Nigeria once more on African Progress Television. My name is Alea Oketa, and today we'll be looking at the state of the nation. Today, to join me in discussing this in the studio is Amanda Chisom, who is a social media activist. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now, we'll be looking at a couple of things. But first of all, let's start with the one that we know is very obvious, the electricity tariff hike, which has obviously taken effect. It took effect February 1st, if I'm not wrong, and it's about 3 weeks or more now. How are people feeling it out there?
I've heard a lot of people complaining about it. People say it's high and the purchasing power of the individuals have gone low. There's no money, so it's unnecessary. But I think the major complaint I've heard about that is that there is no light. Like, you're charging us too much already. Why is there still no light? So people want to know why they are not receiving the services they have paid so much for. I think that's the major problem we have now.
And then you have the government on their side saying that this is necessary for us to generate revenue to give you better service. Is that just the excuse from their side?
It's not an excuse per se, because we do not know their plans. Nobody has come out really to enlighten the masses, to educate the masses on the steps from where they started charging for the extra charges. We're still waiting for them to tell us, why are you charging us this much? But from what I've gathered from listening to the Minister of Power, that was Babatunde Fashola, he said there are too many changes to be made in the power sector, too many damages that have been done over the years, they need to correct and all that, and it will take money, which is understandable. But what we want to know is this: the power sector was privatized by the last administration. That means most of the repair and most of whatever it is that had gone wrong should now be undertaken by this private sector. Why are we still paying this much? In other countries, the rate of the electricity tariff is also high, but they get good services. So what we want to know is this: if it had been privatized, why is the private sector not investing so much money into it, at the same time doing the repairs themselves and not letting the consumer bear the final brunt of the expenses of repairing these services?
I think, if I recall, I had overheard the NLC President Aiba Waba the other time saying that since 2012 till now, this is the 5th time it's going up. It has always been this way, and at the end of the day, we find ourselves still complaining in this situation. We are not getting enough service. How are we to trust these governments this time that if we pay the amounts they're asking, at the end of the day, we'll get value for our money?
The truth is, I don't trust this government. That's just the truth. And NLC is actually right. This is not the first time. In fact, I think it has been on a steady growing proportion. It has never come down, and the services have never been better. I think it's actually worse now than it used to be last year. It was so fantastic last year, and at the ending of last year, from June last year till December, it was fantastic. But here is my problem. This is my major problem. What are the assurances that it's not going to be a repetition of what has happened over the years? what are the plans on ground? You need to tell the people.
Show people the policies.
Yes, what are the
look at what we are
policies?
doing.
What are you doing?
This
we want
was
to
why
know.
it did not happen.
And you
the
now
other
tell
time.
us what are the assurances that if we now pay this, this will happen this way. That's what we don't have. That's why people are complaining. You cannot tell me that you increase my tariff and maybe I used to have 8 steady supply a day and it goes down to 4. You're still telling me you're working. What exactly are you doing? But not to attack the government fully. There's a possibility that it might have to do with the weather, because this is a dry season and power generation is at its lowest normally at this time of the year. But what we want to know is this: when power generation improves, what is going to improve? Are there going to be better services? Are we now going to expect to even have a steady 12-hour light? Okay, I know we are being ambitious if we say we want to be like US, like the UK. Okay, don't give us that standard yet. It's a gradual process. But what is the assurance that you are giving us at least 12 hours to 20 hours of steady light supply? I mean, I don't understand it. If the services are not steady, if the services have not improved, why are you asking for more money?
Quite interesting. The National Assembly they perform oversight functions in some of these commissions and agencies. Talk of the NARC and all that. And the other day, we saw the National Assembly actually weighing in to save the masses, listening to the people that they are representing, asking them to stand down, asking the NARC to stand down. But yet, nothing has been done. Does it mean a National Assembly has been taken for granted or what?
I think they were playing lip service. That's what I would say, because I think it was lip service. They just said it to make the masses happy and all that. And the National Assembly, that's the legislative arm of government, who is supposed to be independent. And if they cannot tell NERC that this should stop, and NERC says no, we cannot stop because if we stop there will be total blackout, NERC perpetually threatened them and nothing happened. Till now people are still paying the same rate and nothing has happened. Which of the senators, I don't know who is the chairman of that committee, I don't know who is heading that committee, but who has come out rightly to say we are going to have a problem with NEC, we are summoning NEC committee, we are summoning this, what happened, why is our orders not being taken to action or anything? We're still waiting to hear from the National Assembly or from the NEC. I don't even know who to blame anymore. Everybody is giving their own orders out, so we don't even know who to listen to anymore.
This is how the situation in Nigeria, sometimes when issues like this crop up, it begins to die down gradually. People are beginning to let it sink gradually. You don't hear much noise again.
We do not follow issues
and
up.
we don't follow issues up.
We do not follow issues up. That's one of the major problems we have in Nigeria. And the truth is, just like I told you some few seconds ago, I think they're paying lip service to the whole thing. They're not serious. If they are serious, they would have summoned NEC by now.
And that's from a social media activist. If you're just joining us, we've been discussing Nigeria on African Free Press Television. Today we've been taking on the state of the nation. We've talked about the increase in the electricity tariff, and I've been doing that with Amanda Chisom in the studio here. Now let's look at another thing. We can't run away from how bad the economy is now in the country, and the naira falling so way low, below expectation, and people blame it on so many things. Part of it is importation policy. What, in your view, has happened that we found ourselves in this mess?
The truth is this: when President Muhammadu Buhari was the military leader in 1984, this was the exact policy he exacted then. He came up with this policy to ban import goods as a way to, I don't know whether it's to control corruption or to encourage homegrown products. But the funny sarcasm about the whole situation right now is this: we are an import-dependent economy. You just do not wake up in the morning and say, okay, Nigerians, we are not going to import anymore. We need to start buying made in Nigerian products. I like the made in Nigerian products awareness that's going on now. I support it. I think maybe we should consider. Imagine my surprise to hear that there's a tannery here that provides leather for Louis Vuitton abroad. I was surprised. I was like, are you serious? Why are they not doing anything themselves? Somewhere in Kano, owned by an Igbo man. I was like, are you serious? Why is that happening? That's all nice, but we do not have the technological base.
The structure.
Yes, we do not have the structures on ground to go I don't know, to go, as in to go, I don't know how to say it. It's not about taking it to the next level, to take over. It's more like taking it over. You cannot just wake up in the morning and say, no, you cannot import this and this again, because you know that there are certain things we are not ready to produce. The other day, the Minister of Science and Technology was saying in the next 2 years we'll be able to produce pencils. Pencils.
Sorry to cut you there. I saw a post by Senator Ben Morebu saying, making reference to was that Uganda or Tanzania that produced solar-powered bus? I think he now put it on there and saying this might have to inspire our Minister of Science and Technology to go beyond producing pencils.
I was ashamed the day I heard it. I was like, oh, we don't even produce pencils. We import pencils. I didn't know we imported pencils. Honestly, I didn't know that. Now there are so many things. Few days ago on social media, I saw this very young man from Nsukka who produced a biodiesel. Like, he used wasted products to produce a generator that was using biodiesel produced from natural materials. I was like, why has the Minister of Science and Technology not gone to look for this young man and ask him how to help him and this? And he's still talking about producing pencil. The other day, my phone spoiled. My phone fell on the ground and crashed, and I was like, okay, now that we cannot buy phones anymore because it's so expensive due to import rates and all that, where can I buy a Nigerian-made phone? We do not have Nigerian-made phones. We do not have Nigerian printers. We do not have Nigerian computers. We do not have any technology. We do not have any. Nobody in this country has created a software that can even do anything useful. And you're telling me we should stop importing. How do you expect people to survive? Okay, let's come down to the basic now. The truth is that whether you want to admit it or not, once the import community is down, everybody goes down. Because if I buy something at 375 naira per dollar and I come to sell to you, automatically the woman at the market who buys a pan that was imported will tell you dollar has increased, I had to buy. Pure water prices have increased, bread and
even
pastry,
Gary and tomato.
Gary, everything has increased because you find out that some of these things are imported, fertilizers and all that, some of them are imported. And if you cannot reach them with the normal dollar rate as it used to be back in the past when it was 90, 190 or 200, automatically I'm not going to sell to you just to satisfy you and lose at the end of the day. So automatically everything goes up. What I do not understand now is when it comes to the prices of things like fruits, why are they going up?
No, the point is, I threw this question out there on my Facebook page, Discuss Nigeria with you, and someone was trying to make the argument that the person that sells curry or tomato or fruits or whatever it is that we think we have in quantum here in Nigeria actually has so many other things to cater for.
Yeah.
Kids, household needs, so many other things that require importation. So he or she is going to make speculative pricing on whatever it is.
That's what it is, it's speculative pricing, and I don't blame anybody, but what we need to look into is this: when will the president come out straight and gather an economic team that can at least alleviate the suffering of the masses? Because whether you want to admit it or not, people are suffering. It's getting worse every day. People are dying gradually. We're still being able to feed properly because people are still eating from the ones they have saved over the year, or they're still getting a little bit to afford. And you know, if you don't sell those things, you're going to lose at the end of the day. But if something is not done as a matter of urgency, by June, it will be very, very bad.
You know, you were talking about the president not coming out straight. Just the other day, he had to fly straight to Saudi Arabia and Qatar to hold talks with some of the major players and the oil markets to talk on how to stabilize the crude oil price in the market. Do you think this will have to pay off well for the economy?
When he was campaigning for the presidency, he said he was going to stabilize the prices of oil, and I think that's what he's doing. So let's see how it goes. He promised us he would stabilize the price of oil. So I don't know whether Saudi Arabia and Qatar now influences the price or there's some kind of funny meeting. But I know the funniest thing I heard on his trip to Saudi Arabia was that while he was there, he was also going to pray for Nigeria.
Yeah, obviously, I don't think you have to take that out as well. It's very necessary.
I'm
you know.
serious. If we are talking about not importing anything, why are we importing prayers? It's a very serious issue.
Yeah, it is. Well, I don't know if you've noticed as well, there is some sort of food scarcity around the country, and it's very difficult trying to nail down the reason that is. Are people now trying to behave like oil marketers that put the floor down there?
I don't know. I noticed it too, and I was like, what's happening? So I attributed it to maybe it's the season, maybe the mood of everybody in the country. People are generally depressed. Yeah, people are generally depressed. So maybe it's affecting the crops. So maybe the crops
They're
are
affecting
depressed.
work rate.
Yes, it's not only that people are not able to pay salaries anymore. If you have a big farm that is a commercial producing farm, and you used to have like 30 people working in the farm, and now you cannot afford to pay 30 people, you can just afford to pay 15. Your production automatically reduces. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Then I think we are also dealing with the fact that the purchasing power has gone low generally. People are not able to buy in the quantity they used to buy before. So if people are not buying in the quantity they used to buy before, it doesn't make sense to produce, because it's a matter of respecting the laws of demand and supply.
Yeah.
If there's no demand, there's no need for supply. You understand?
And I think this is the basic economic policy we are lacking in the country.
We do not have any economic policy that I know of. This present administration has not come out yet to say this is our economic process. I'm seriously disappointed in Kemi. That's the Minister of Finance. She's not sound to me. I keep waiting to see what this woman can do. You know, the fire we saw Ngozi, I can't see it. I'm disappointed. I don't know what's happening.
She was the best at a screening at the National Assembly when they were appointed, actually. So
how was she the best?
Like the questions they threw to her, I think she did considerably well. So people actually placed her there, hoping to.
She sounded so nice, you know, with the accent and everything. Everybody was impressed. I was very, very impressed. But like someone also said during the screening, it's not enough to speak English.
Yeah.
We want to see you at. Until now, she has not come out straight to say this is the economic plans of this administration. This is what we intend to do. What they keep doing is going back and looking for ways to tax Nigerians for unnecessary things like the stamp duty. You know, people are saying they are going to boycott the banks on March 1st,
Yeah.
which I think is an unnecessary action because it's not the bank's fault. If you need to boycott anybody, you need to boycott the government or boycott CBN, which is not possible. So, to me, we do not have any solid economic policy on ground. What is the way forward? Are there no countries in the world that do not have oil? Are they not surviving? Why can't we survive without oil? And to make it worse, we have so many things.
We have the talent.
The country is overflowing with human resources, with the natural resources. Thinking Nigerians are hardworking, they are ready to make money. There is human resources here, there is natural resources. We have like over 20, if I'm not mistaken, types of natural resources. Why are we not selling that? Oh, we can also even export food. We can do that, right? People export food. So why are we not doing this?
And that's the question we've been asking, actually, and it's very intriguing to see you out there watching and listening to us. We've been discussing Nigeria here on African Free Press Television, and today we took on the state of the nation with a social media activist here, Amanda Chisom. Just before I let you go, one last word out there for the government and then for the people, how they can go about managing this situation.
I really don't know how to tell people to manage this situation because it has never ever been a life of bliss in Nigeria. First of all, we have never lived the Nigerian dream. It has never been bliss at any point, but you have to do what you have to do. We found ourselves in these situations. God knows why it's like this. But I have to be emphatic and say this straight to the government. It is time to stop the blame game. What I keep hearing every day is, if it was good luck that did. I think it's time to stop the blame game and go ahead and give us what you planned for. When you voted, when you went in there, when you said vote for me, you said you had a plan. Show us the plan. We are waiting. You don't have to allow us to die, because I feel that the politicians are not being affected by the ordinary man suffering, because we use our tax money to sustain them in the style they are used to. But who is sustaining the masses? Who cares whether the masses eat or not? So I think it's high time. I don't want to come and say we are ripe for a revolution or any kind of violence or riot, or let us just be factual. The president needs to come out with a solid, waterproof economic team that would fashion out a way to get us out of this mess as soon, as quickly as possible. This is not the time to pray. We can actually wait on that prayer. This is not the time to travel. This is not the time to do anything. It's time to fold your sleeves and get to work.
And that is from Amanda Chisom, my guest on the show today. Thank you for joining us. As you heard from her, and I believe obviously they heard you very well. They should fold up their sleeves. Everyone should get to work. We should get to work to make our country, Nigeria, better. And we've been discussing Nigeria here on your famous station, African Free Press Television. For more episodes of this program, please do log on to our website at www.africanfreepress.com. Follow us on Twitter at African Free Press. Like our Facebook page at Discuss Nigeria with Leo. And always subscribe to our YouTube channel at African Free Press. From me, Leo Oketa, and the whole team in the studio, it's a very good day to you. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.